Hello, this is Freethought Forum, a program by the Atheist Society of Knoxville and the Rationalists of East Tennessee. I'm John Clark.
And I'm Rick Cassidy. And I want you to know that if you don't believe in God, you're not alone. Right here in East Tennessee, you can find freethinkers, atheists, and agnostics. This is a show for them and people who are curious about a life free from supernatural beliefs.
And as you'll find out on this show, it's perfectly okay to celebrate Christmas without supernatural beliefs either. This is a call-in show. However, we have only one phone line, so we invite you to email questions to us live at freethoughtforum@yahoo.com. We'll be checking those periodically. The Atheist Society of Knoxville is a fun meetup. We usually eat up at Barley's tonight, that's Tuesday night, for happy hour, food, drink, conversation. Just look for the silver jacketed copy of The God Delusion standing upright on the table. And just like Matt Dillahunty says in the Atheist Experience, you're welcome to free and visit for food, drink, conversation, but if you plan to preach, proselytize, or provoke or punch, please don't.
The monthly activities of the Rationalists of East Tennessee are the first and third Sundays mornings, and our lectures and lively roundtable discussions. The second Sunday is a book club, and the fourth Sundays is Reflections Gathering, a potluck afternoon gathering at a member's home. Last Sunday, Joe Barnhart discussed how might Karl Popper and rationalists, Karl Popper, the rationalist.
I couldn't say that either.
Or John Dewey, the pragmatist, interpret the visions of Paul. And there are no reflections meeting this next Sunday.
December brings us a time of family, friends, and celebration. Many of us will gather as the new year approaches for solstice and Christmas parties. Oh, do you not have your...
I guess I don't have it.
Well, I'll take it. Yes, it's not all that uncommon for non-believers to celebrate this holiday. It's a time of year that has been regarded mostly in the supernatural sense as sacred for thousands of years. Visit our website for the additional monthly program details, including times and locations. And now our next segment in the news. Sadly, Christopher Hitchens died on Thursday, 15th of December, due to pneumonia, which is often associated with this type of cancer. He was an Anglo-American author and journalist, an adored public intellectual. I actually got to meet him in October at the Texas Freethought convention, and we were all surprised to see him. He came down to dinner, and it was just, when you saw him, didn't quite recognize him at first. Because of his condition, but hearing him speak, the old Chris came back. Oh, he'd be so mad for me saying Chris. The old Hitch came back, and it sounded great. We had a great time, and I'm gonna miss him.
Absolutely, he was a fantastic speaker and polemicist. If you're a non-believer and you have not seen or heard Christopher Hitchens speak, please go to YouTube. There are plenty of Hitch smacks to be found.
Or Hitch slaps.
Hitch slaps,
yeah.
Is that what it is? He often debates against groups, and what it's been called being a lion being thrown into the den of sheep or something like that.
Yeah, he jumps right into it. He toured the entire South for his book, God Is Not Great. Mm-hmm. How religion poisons everything, and there are many lectures just talks, debates that are offered on YouTube that you can watch. You can also see the Texas Freethought Convention let loose a video. It's about 30 minutes long where he spoke at the Texas Freethought Convention. So that's free, and then they've got information about their DVD if you were interested in that on their YouTube page.
Exactly. If you're actually a believer and watch this show, he does not suffer a fool well. So be warned if you do seek out his lectures and YouTube clips. But he's author of such great books as God Is Not Great, Religion Poisons Everything, the Quotable Atheist. Is that a compilation from him? He's also was a contributing editor to Vanity Fair, Slate. He traveled extensively, reporting on news abroad. He did. He's taken part Mother Teresa. He's done autobiographies on Thomas Jefferson. He's had plenty of things about Bill Clinton, Bob Hope. I mean, a very widespread writer.
Yeah, he's actually, with all his traveling, he's probably got more combat tours than I do.
Indeed.
Or a combat time than I do in all the areas that he's been.
Absolutely. Yeah, he will be missed. There's definitely a hole. Speaking of Christopher Hitchens, do you want to go into this? Or?
Yeah, let's go now.
All right. Abstinence-only education. Not that Christopher Hitchens ever abstained from many things, but an appropriations bill containing $5 million could receive funding for obsolete abstinence-only until marriage programs, like the community-based abstinence education grant, which has failed for decades. And I think it has a proven track record of failure. The American Humanist website states the removal of abstinence-only funding and the focus on comprehensive sexual education programs has greatly improved sexual health among American teens and has prepared them for a lifetime of responsible decision-making. A reversion back to the ineffective sexual education programs such as abstinence-only programs endangers our youth and hinders our nation's ability to promote a responsible and comprehensive sexual education program. The American Humanist Association supports sexual education programs that are based in a scientific understanding of the body and a realistic approach towards youth behavior. Comprehensive sexual education is vital to the health of our youth, and ineffective programs such as abstinence only hinder our ability to perform and prepare them for a lifetime of decision makings regarding sexual activity.
Yeah, I got that from the American Humanist website. I was following up on that recently.
That pretty much says it.
Yeah, you see from the 80s when, abstinence programs were in high use, and you have this high rate of teen pregnancy, and now we've cut these things, and here again lies another bill that could push through to fund abstinence-only programming with federal dollars, and so that's what we want to prevent.
A comprehensive sexual education program will, for those of you who are against abortions, curb abortions. You can't have an abortion if you're not pregnant.
That's true.
And by
preventative medicine is the best medicine.
Exactly. You don't have to fix a car that's not broke. And these programs do. I mean, when you responsibly and ethically teach our youth how to, approach while they're rational, while everything's getting turned up chemically.
Instead of just denying them.
Exactly. Just don't do it. Okay. Well, I have a 2-year-old, and that doesn't work with him. So I can't imagine it's ever going to work with a teenager.
Right. Another bit of news here. Kim Jong-il died on Saturday the 17th. He was the supreme commander of the Korean People's Army and a self-proclaimed internet expert. He died of a heart attack while traveling on his train. His son, Kim Jong-un, is now in charge, according to a joint statement released by the Workers' Party. or the ruling Workers' Party.
Yes, the ruling Workers' Party.
And
where's that photo? So this is a photo of North Korea, and you notice that spot right. Oh,
yeah, if
right
you
here?
can see that real big dark area,
I think that's his house, and then this is the rest of the country.
Right. And you can just, there's a strong correlation that the output of luminescence at night by a city or an area, region, correlates to how well that civilization is doing. And as you can see, and I believe that's the capital is Pyongyang. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I should probably have double checked that. But
although I've actually been to Korea,
that's it. That's the center. Wide use of cell phones is not allowed except for high divisions of government and scientists. Nuclear.
Well, you know, you can get to the internet on that thing.
Yeah. So they've restricted that. They've restricted the power, or Kim Jong-il restricted all of that to the majority of his citizens, and you can see how they suffer for it. But hey, they're a nuclear power, you know. Was it worth it?
That makes me comfortable. I can sleep at night.
Let's see.
Now, I actually heard that he didn't die from a heart attack. He was killed trying to slay a dragon.
Well, that would go right along with the claims he's made about golf games and having 38 under par on an 18-hole course. And it's pretty wild. So who's taking over?
Well,
son,
last
right?
year, a relatively obscure son was named vice chairman of the Central Military Commission of the Workers' Party, and promoted to a 4-star general.
Yeah, so he came out of obscurity last year, and now he's in charge of the
He's
country.
obviously talented if he was promoted to 4-star general, right?
Unless, of course, you count that his Kim Jong-il's father is still technically the
eternal leader?
the eternal leader. And as Hitchens had said previously,
absolutely,
it's a necrocracy. So
indeed.
But let's see. More in our news. Earlier this month, the Sumner County School Board settled a lawsuit with the American Civil Liberties Union. Sumner County schools had teachers leading prayer in classrooms, local religious groups distributing Bibles, and even sent youth ministers into the cafeteria to preach with children without supervision.
Want to take a call?
We'll take the... Looks like we do have a call. Let's go ahead and take it now, I guess. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freethought Forum. Could we have a name or nickname?
Yeah, my nickname is Skeeter.
Skeeter.
Yeah.
How you doing, Skeeter?
He's called before.
I'm doing great. How you doing?
We're doing fine.
I'm doing.
Did you all watch that thing on TV where the Secretary of Defense was talking where we could annihilate North Korea?
I'm going to say that I've missed that.
Our Secretary of Defense?
Yeah. You didn't see that?
I did not.
Yeah, it was on TV last night, I think, or yesterday. But he said that if they was to even mess with us, that we would annihilate them.
I would think that to a degree is accurate. That's interesting.
I think it's...
Yeah, can I hang up and listen to you guys now?
Absolutely. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, if you'd like. All right. Well, I was speaking mainly as far as what country had the footholds and could handle the other one. But all right, so back to Sumner County schools. Religious freedom is one of the core values of our country, and religious freedom needs to be respected. And that's from Hedy Weinberg of the ACLU. And you know, when I hear about a school like this, or a county that's subjected to teachers actually coming to the cafeteria and proselytizing to the children there, and it's without supervision. So this...
Well, it's a captive audience also.
Right, and what happened there? I doubt the school kind of just allowed it to wiggle in. They settled out of court, so I don't know, perhaps the local churches had decided, well, let's try to get in there, you know. and no one just said anything about it. Well, it turns out that 9 students came forth, submitted this to the ACLU, and got action, and now it's settled out of court and for the better. So
hopefully it didn't cost the school too much money, but
well, I mean, that's clearly why they bailed. They knew they were in the wrong.
Right. I mean, this has been, gone over in the courts over and over. And, I mean, there are clear lines that can't be crossed by people bringing religion to schools. Now, there are clear guidelines that allow, I guess, religious observance to a certain degree. Kids can pray, and what have you, but any kind of school official just can't participate.
Right. Looks like we've got another call, so we're going to bring them on the air.
Very well.
Hello, caller. This is Freethought Forum. Could we have? Hello.
Okay. Don't listen to your TV. There's a delay. It can be disconcerting. So just focus on the phone.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Hello. Could we have a name or nickname?
My name is Charlene.
Hello, Charlene. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Did you have a question or a comment?
Yes, I just want to know, how can any human being wake up of a morning and not believe in God?
Do you believe in Thor?
Pardon?
Thor, with the hammer, Thor?
Yeah.
You know who he is? Do you believe in him?
I'm sorry, I didn't...
Do you make offerings to Thor? He could strike your house with a bolt of lightning if you displease.
No, I don't believe in him.
You don't believe him? How could you possibly not believe in Thor?
He's not real.
There you go. That's how we can wake up in the morning and not believe in God, because he's not real.
And you don't feel God in any way?
Well, what about Allah? I mean, there are billions of people that feel the presence of Allah.
Or Wotan. Or Zeus. Actually, Zeus still has followers.
Well, I mean, they're fallen out of glory. I wouldn't count them among the
they're your bargain
but,
shelf, gods,
I mean, you're aware of Islam. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, and there are people that feel that presence. There are people who, I mean, what about other branches of Christianity, like Catholics and Mormons? How about them? Are they okay?
Well, I think they believe in God,
right,
creator of all things.
Okay.
The same God.
And so do Muslims.
Right.
And we could throw in Hindus. We could throw in
some Buddhists.
Yeah, some Buddhists. And keep in mind, the other Buddhist would technically be atheist.
Right.
Anyhow, how do you decipher between them all and say that they're the same God, or they're...
She's still there? Oh, shoot.
Oh, man. All right. We lost Charlene. Charlene, if you've managed to get back to your TV and you can get back to us, feel free to call in and we can continue our conversation there. I will say that what Rick and I were doing at that moment is she asked us how we couldn't believe in God. And you have to make a case for God. So this is if you watch the last show, they talked about Larry and Forrest talked about making positive claims and supporting them. So in my case, there's just simply no reason to believe in God.
And the reasons that we've been confronted with just don't meet muster. Right.
When I say there's no reason, I don't mean there's no reason. There are plenty of people who feel they have reasons. I'm saying that upon evaluating them, no strong case has been made. And if you can make a strong case, please call in.
Absolutely.
Remind you, it's a call-in show. So.
Indeed.
Right. Let's see. We left off actually at the end of our news segment.
Exactly.
And now we can get into the meat of our show. Let's see. I do have some questions before we move on regarding our news. If if abstinence-only sex education has failed so many times, then why do we keep funding it? Do you think any of it works, and why? And you feel free to email us or call with questions regarding this. On to the point about religion in schools. Why do Christian groups mostly, but other groups have been known to attempt to wiggle their way into our schools, knowing that it's a violation of the Establishment Clause? This case in Sumner County was settled out of court for an obvious reason. They knew well in advance that they were...
this is well-trodden ground.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not surprising anybody.
It took 9 children.
Nobody's on the edge of their seat going, how is this one going to fall?
And it took 9 children to kind of confront this. And you put them in that situation where they have to, by all means, that's great for learning how to stand up for yourself, because they sure did it. Exactly. And they stood up for every other child in that district, that area, which I think it's a smaller area. It's 2,200 students total, I believe.
We've got in these small groups, it's very hard to stand up. When the majority view is
dominating.
Yeah, exactly. Pro Christian.
Well, we've got another call, so we're going to bring this caller on the line. Yes, hello. Welcome to Freethought Forum. Could we have a name or nickname for you?
My name is Susan.
Hello, Susan.
Hello, Susan.
Hi, how are you?
Doing all right.
Yeah, I have a comment.
Okay.
I am a Christian. I live here in Knoxville, and I'm an older woman. We do have colleges in these here hills, by the way. There are a few of us that can speak a little bit.
It's true.
Speak up for God. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
My question is, have either of you read the Bible in its entirety? Say the King James Version. Let's just throw a version there.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get a hold of anything else these days, depending on where you're at.
Well, it's pretty easy, actually.
The Gideons make it. Actually, no. That's.
I was going to say.
There's several versions out, but as we have studied it, we've realized that the actual King James Version is the one that Paul has. The actual word that we consider the Word of God. But have either of you read the Bible in its entirety?
Yeah, who's we? We.
Well, hang on.
I don't know.
Let's answer her first.
My first time here.
Sorry, Suzanne. I understand. Let me answer your first question. I've read it, and the most recent time that I read it was about 2 years ago in Afghanistan. What about you?
Right.
I have a copy of the New American Standard on audio, and I have a number of copies of the King James, and I probably haven't gone through every single chapter and verse, but I've read it extensively.
Yeah, and you've read reference material and that sort of thing. I guess to make it short, my biggest comment is the biggest question of life itself is there a God? Where do we come from? That sort of thing. And if you really want to find out and study it for yourself, let yourself just look at it and read the Bible, and you can believe or not believe. And it's just as easy to believe as it is not to believe, because we have to come from somewhere.
Susan.
And if you read the Bible, you'll find that there's nothing in the Bible, absolutely nothing, has ever been proven to be incorrect.
That's false.
Nothing. Absolutely
that's
nothing.
False
Susan,
on its face.
Well, you want to go ahead and address that?
There are blatant contradictions in the Bible.
There are contradictions, but you have to put it in context. You have to know where it contradicts itself, but as far as the historical aspect, the
birth narrative alone. This is our Christmas show. Let's see.
Let's bring this to Christmas. Go ahead. So the birth narrative.
Birth narrative. Matthew has him has the slaughter of Herod, right?
Yeah.
And Luke has the census, right? Well, Herod died in 4 BC, which was before Christ was born. I guess if you're going to go with the year 0 was the birth of Christ. And then 11 years before Cornelius.
Are you
and that's
okay? You're going from the Luke to what other book did you say?
Matthew. The birth narrative are only in the two books, Matthew and Luke.
Yes.
Okay, there are blatant contradictions in those.
There's a contradiction in the life of Herod?
No, not the life of Herod. Herod, right, once Jesus was born, he killed all the toddlers, right?
Once he was born, he killed all the toddlers.
Right, couldn't have happened. Actually, it's nowhere other than Matthew. It's never written of. It's made up. Luke has him.
How do you know it's made up? I mean,
it's not referenced in any other contemporary text.
Just because it wasn't referenced, that doesn't mean it didn't happen.
So let me play devil's advocate here with Suzanne. I understand, Suzanne.
Nothing in there that can be disproved historically as in reference to us today.
Yes. Okay. Hang on. Let me address
this. The world is round, or the world is flat, or the sky's going to fall, or the bombs, or the.
Okay. We get it, Suzanne.
Nothing. All signs.
Suzanne, I can't put you on hold. Okay. So I need you to stop for just a moment and let me address what you're saying. All right.
No one can dispute.
Suzanne.
So
Suzanne, please stop.
I mean, they could tear any other.
Okay, is she muted now? Okay. We had to mute Suzanne.
Suzanne.
And
Mormons.
Suzanne,
hang on. They can't hear her.
John Smith text.
They can't hear her, but she's still going.
The Bible does not be discounted.
So, Suzanne. Okay, this is getting bad. We're just gonna have to let her go.
All right. Thank you for calling.
I feel really bad about this, but
she's probably not.
No, what do you? Yeah, she was going on, and we muted her, and anyhow, it was.
And you obviously can't disprove the Bible if you don't accept any proof that.
Unfortunately for Suzanne, we didn't get that far in the conversation. But Suzanne's making a case that because you can't disprove the Bible or something in the Bible, then she was saying it was true. However, the actual way to look at that is it may be true, it may not, and then what you're pointing out is contradiction after contradiction. They add up and they
coexist,
and they amount to inconsistencies. Are one of the major things that you look for when you're trying to establish the truth value of some historical, some historical element. We've got another call, and I would like to remind everyone at home that we don't have a hold button. So if we ask you to chill out for a moment,
if we want to have a discourse back and forth,
we could have let Suzanne go on for another 5 minutes. I don't think all of us would have benefited from that.
Exactly.
So. Yes, caller. This is Freethought Forum. Could I have a name or a nickname?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Thank you for calling. Did you have a statement or a question?
I was actually going to comment on, you were talking about religion in the school systems, and I'm actually originally from Kentucky, and I don't know if you all are aware of a recent story where a school superintendent complained to the state board talking about how, well, his complaint was that evolution is too heavily emphasized in the schools.
I have heard this, and could you go on?
Yeah, and that was just kind of going along with the story about the Sumner County, and I just wanted to know if you guys had heard about that and, what your comments were on that. And I just wanted to mention that I was new to the Knoxville area, and my girlfriend and I are both atheists, and I just wanted to know if you guys had any suggestions about groups or, where we could potentially meet up with other people sharing food.
Well, if you're in the Knoxville area, we have a meetup every Tuesday, tonight, at Barley's Tap Room down in Old City.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome to Knoxville.
Right.
Also, there is the Rationalists of East Tennessee.
Okay.
They meet on Sundays, every Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have the website information? Okay, so rationalistofeasttennessee.org.
Yeah, we're putting it right above us right now. And then I know you've probably either got your TV on mute or you got away from it. But
yeah, I got it on mute, but I can see the website.
Okay, great. I would also like to throw in my little bit on that Kentucky, that issue in Kentucky with the superintendent, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
these days there's such a growing difference between those who understand science and those who don't.
Oh, yeah.
And our scientists and our academics, we're not talking about high school teachers here. We're talking about college professors, have realized that we've missed the ticket when it comes to teaching the people who teach our children about these things. And I fear that all of this that happens with this superintendent, for example, is the product of this having happened over long periods of time. And you've got this guy who just doesn't understand science in a position where he's a superintendent. I mean, that's outrageous. I don't know specifically any more about this case, but I had heard about it, and it does happen elsewhere in the country, and it's happening often. So
it's not the first time. It's just a willful ignorance that I guess they hear it at church that it doesn't coincide with their theology, and so it's bad. It's the secular view of how life came to be, but it's not in contention. I'm obviously preaching to the choir, if I may borrow a term.
Right, yeah.
Jeffrey, did you have anything else for us?
No, like I said, I just, wanted to bring that up because, like you guys, I'm particularly concerned because, these are the people who are charged to educate our children, and, I'm, kind of disappointed. But, I'm from Kentucky, and this is certainly not news to me. But just kind of disappointing, like I said.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for the call, and if you can make it out to Barley's tonight, we'd be happy to have you.
All right. Well, I'll see what we can do.
or any Tuesday.
Yeah, or any Tuesday.
Perfect. Well, I appreciate it.
Yep.
Also, if you are new to the area, we have a meetup group. Go to Atheist Society of Knoxville at meetup.com and join us. There's forums and email lists, and there's more than just the one meetup a week. We have another meetup on Fridays at, where is it at? Various places.
This one's swapping around. We're trying out new places because of the weather right now. Apologize, I was just checking our mail to see if anybody commented.
All right. We're good.
All right.
Let's just go into Christmas. All right.
Okay, take it.
The war on Christmas. All right. There is where's that? Happy holidays. Okay. I guess there's an idea being generated by, I can only assume, Fox News, maybe, or their contributors.
Well,
they certainly promote it.
Yeah.
That there's a war. People are trying to come into your house. Now, actually, this is a straw man, and take your Christmas tree, but try to take Christmas somehow, maybe away from people, to stop, to quell Christmas celebrations in the city. And that just doesn't seem to be the case.
Well, especially this year, it seemed to have fallen off of the radar for a lot of people, even Fox News. So we're making impact, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But we've got another caller here, we're going to take that one too. Hello, caller. You're on the air now. Could we have a name or a nickname for you?
This is Randy.
Randy.
All right, Randy, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Just saw your program a moment ago. Started watching it, and I didn't realize that it was an atheist society. And what is actually an atheist? I'm ignorant to the difference between that and Christianity. Is it not just a state of mind, or just?
Well, I can answer that for you pretty quickly here. When you think of a Christian,
I'm not.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. When you say difference between an atheist and a Christian, the two terms aren't really that similar. First, you've got a Christian.
I understand that. I understand.
Yeah. You understand what?
Yeah. I don't understand what an atheist is.
Okay. So a Christian is a theist.
It's a basic question. I don't know.
Right. And I'm gonna work you there. A Christian is a theist, and then that's someone who believes in God, or a God, and then comes about this response to that claim, which is, I'm an atheist, which means I don't believe in that in a God. And that's simply the flag that, if you could say, there's a flag that atheists stand
right. If an atheist is a person who holds the position that, to the statement that there is a God, be it the Christian God, the Hindu God, whatever God, that person does not accept that claim. There either is not, they haven't met the burden of proof. Other than that, you really don't have anything. It doesn't support a position other than a negation of a single question.
Is there a supreme being as part of the thought process?
Well, it doesn't even get that far, Randy. I want to see. I want to make it clear first that the atheism, again, is just saying that I don't believe there's a God, and so from there you can't. I don't know how you could get to a supreme being.
Right.
An atheist wouldn't believe in a supreme being.
Okay. I was curious, and I do understand what's going on. As far as the holiday, is it separated as far as celebration, or is it just recognized as a regular day?
You mean Christmas?
Yes.
You mean recognized by atheists?
How does your family, do they celebrate Christmas as a Christian holiday?
Actually, Randy, all my family are Christians, pretty much. So they're all about.
Okay. That was misspoken.
I understand. No. You just mean to say, how do atheists look at it, right? Well, some of us celebrate it. I celebrate it. That's okay. I celebrate it.
As far as I know,
what do you do?
The majority of atheists still celebrate Christmas, and they typically celebrate it as Christian or Christmas, not I guess any of the other holidays that fall in that time frame.
Well, thank you very much.
Absolutely,
no problem, Randy. All right. Ooh, I think I cut him off right there at the end, but appreciate the call.
Hopefully.
And it's always good to supply someone with a good, honest definition of an atheist.
Exactly.
Right.
Atheist is just the response to a single proposition that there is an agency behind the workings of the universe, and it's the rejection of that claim or the negation.
Based on the merit of its evidence, which we found is lacking.
I guess
severely.
You don't necessarily have to weigh evidence, I guess.
That's true. As we talked about earlier, Buddhists can also hold the belief there's without a God, but they could have this kind of supernatural look at it. But all right, so the topic again was the straw man who stole Christmas, and we were just talking about how atheist, or not just atheist, but many other religious people and pagans are portrayed as people who want to have a war on Christmas.
Right.
And we're establishing, or about to establish, but we keep getting more calls, which is great. And we'll take them. So
absolutely.
Go ahead and bring this next caller on the air. Hello, caller. This is John on Freethought Forum. Could I have a name or a nickname for you?
Carmen.
I'm sorry?
Was that Carmen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Carmen. Do you have a question or a comment for us today?
Yes, I have a question.
Okay.
My dad has always been he was a preacher all his life, and he believed in Christ. We all was grown up in that type of family. Well, my question is to you is: do you believe in, does an atheist believe in anything bigger than himself?
You mean mass or volume?
We're gonna have
you mean like a greater idea, or what? I don't understand.
You mean like freedom, or?
Well, no. I mean.
You mean like an agency, something that does things?
No.
Supernaturally.
When I think of God, I think of him as a bigger being.
Oh, okay.
Just because you can't see him.
Right.
And maybe, I believe that the Bible has been rewritten over years. I don't believe that everything in there is true.
You would be correct.
Because, who knows how many people have, looked at it, rewrote it, and it finally gets to, nowadays.
Actually,
but I'm thinking,
yeah. So you're saying that you do believe in you hear people use the words higher power or a greater intelligence,
yes.
and something that would clearly be very powerful, a creator, that type of thing?
Yes.
Okay. Do atheists believe in that? The answer to that is just, it's easy, it's no.
Yeah. Atheism would be the position that disembodied intelligences that have power over the world don't exist.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
I'm curious on how y'all believe. I'm really kind of stupid,
Well,
ignorant. You're uninformed.
We're all ignorant about things, and that's part of what the show's for, is to kind of get rid of the ignorance, especially in this part of the country, regarding these terms. And it's oh man,
you're kidding me.
Well, we may have kind of talked over her a bit. I don't know. I couldn't tell, but we do want to get rid of ignorance and inform each other of each other's views. We sat here and dug pretty deep into Christmas for the show. Of course, I was raised in the environment, so I know a lot about it. But you always want to know people better, and that's what we were kind of going for there.
Exactly. I don't know of any atheist or a free thinker or agnostic that wants to strip a holiday practice in any, I guess, legal way from anybody. I don't care if you put a creche up in your lawn or, sing Bible verses on Christmas morning. It's not really my house. I don't care. But then again, I don't want somebody to interject, Christian practices into my celebration.
I want to go back to what Carmen said, just in case she is still on still watching the show, or someone had picked up on part of the question we didn't get to. Making a claim that there could be a higher power, which, well, sure. I mean, I can imagine this, but where's the evidence? Where's the merit of the evidence? And when you don't have it, most of us call this faith. Even if faith isn't the word, there are other words for it in other languages, and it's belief without evidence. That's all that means. And religions have often elevated this to a sort of an attribute that everyone wants to have. Christianity's, of course, notorious for it. Be charitable and be like Christ, and through that you'll become more faithful. So, anyhow, we aren't using faith. We've seen that, yes, the virtue of faith, great things can be done, but also terrible things can be done in the name of belief without evidence. And so most of us have kind of shied away from that.
Well,
I think that gets to what she was kind of coming at with a higher power, I hope. But
I think so. Well, the more ambiguous the claim gets, the less you have to object. I mean, if it's like a deist God that doesn't really do anything, just started everything with natural causes, well, okay, maybe, but what's the sense? I mean, if you don't pray to it, you don't, I guess, worship it, there is a God. I mean, okay, well, there's like a 10th planet. Okay, if we can't observe it or it doesn't interact in any way, great once we find it, but...
Right, we're gonna weigh it on on its evidence and on...
If there's no reason to think that it's out there,
its ability to be repeated and verified.
Why bother with it?
All right, we've got us another call. I'm going to bring them on the line. Yes, hello, this is John of Freethought Forum. Could I have a name or nickname for you?
Lisa.
Hello, Lisa. How are you doing?
Lisa. I'm doing good. How are you tonight?
Well, we're doing pretty good.
Jolly.
Yes, jolly.
Jolly. I like the hat, by the way.
Thank you.
I just wanted to comment that I think special occasions, regardless of which way you want to frame them, whether it's Easter or birthdays or whatever, that people in large families get together are valuable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, then we agree on something. Absolutely. I celebrate a number of holidays. I celebrate, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day.
I celebrate Christmas.
Everything. I celebrate Christmas, Halloween,
But,
the equinoxes, everything.
So,
Equinoxes. I'm not sure I know what that is. But.
So, Lisa, you were saying that you think that these are good things. Could you give us a little more?
I think it's a good thing that people make an effort to get together with their families, because we obviously, if you're from a large family, which I am, we go different directions, and you have to make an effort.
That is so true, and I think maybe today, with the ability to leap far across the country, even the world, quickly and go away to school, you lose sight of that family.
Right, so, like on airplanes and stuff.
Right, and having a holiday to bring everyone together, especially Christmas, when almost the entire consensus of the United States gives a lot of people time off work. You can get together. It's really a great thing. I agree with you.
Well, I think it's a good thing that the government, and I'm ex-government, quite honestly, acknowledges that families need to have that time off. They need their vacation time. That isn't, quote, quote, their days that they burned or whatever, that the holiday.
Federal holidays, right?
Yeah.
A little help from the government saying, hey, give these guys a break.
Well, I think that has some worth, and I respect my government for that. And, there's a couple other occasions in the year, but they're few and far between.
Yeah.
But Christmas seems to be the main one, from what I gather.
I'll agree. And this time of year, though, to tie this into our show and kind of a point we're making.
Are you a Christian?
Yes,
you are?
But I'm very open-minded, towards other people's personal thoughts about the way to practice their religion.
Right.
I'm not closed-minded about anything, whether they're Jewish or whatever. I think everybody has a personal right.
Well, this war isn't going to go very well if we both agree on stuff.
Say that again?
I said this war on Christmas isn't going to go very well if we agree on everything.
Well, I think that's the essence of Christmas.
Well,
I agree.
I guess we just...
I wish there were so many more people with your mindset out there. Unfortunately, and I just want to link it back to like the Sumner County thing. That wasn't necessarily about Christmas, but it sounds to me like you wouldn't care for a local church coming to a school and handing out Bibles and praying.
I think that belongs in the home.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you there, and that's kind of the thing we're trying to say.
It would be the same thing if I went to I wouldn't, but if I went to a school and started telling the kids that everything they learn in church is wrong and stuff like that. It's just...
What is it, the 3 hours reading, writing, okay.
3 hours? Reading, writing, and math.
Arithmetic is what I was taught, and that's an A.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, that's fine. Well, hey, listen, thanks, Lisa, for calling in.
Absolutely, thank you.
Well, thank you for your time.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Well, Merry Christmas to you. Your trees are beautiful, by the way.
Thanks. Bye.
We picked these ourselves. So
we plucked those trees right out of...
should probably stoke that fire.
What was it with Tron, the program?
There you go.
Made them with our minds. Well, it's always good to hear from open-minded people.
Indeed. Indeed.
That is the message that I think has really hit home over the years. This war on Christmas, while you see Rick Perry on TV saying that kids aren't allowed to pray in school or celebrate Christmas, it's nonsense. And Bill O'Reilly, he started up right after Thanksgiving, acting like Christmas is this threatened holiday. There's no way. I mean, the entire world shares a history around this.
Neither of these ideologies could ever get rid of Christmas. First of all, the people in these ideologies will not let it happen. There's no way that all Christians will say, well, to heck with the holiday. And there's not an atheist I know that will say, well, okay, it's all, make believe, so let's take down the tree.
Well, you did find a book that shows a strong, well, I shouldn't say strong, but a straight secular approach, which I don't necessarily, I'm not going to follow, but it's interesting. Could you tell us a bit about that?
There's one guy, one secularist. His name is, Tom Flynn.
And what's the book? It's The Trouble with...
The Trouble with Christmas.
Yeah.
He's known as the Anti-Claus. And his, battle cry is, don't do anything.
Yeah.
So...
But he didn't anticipate the response, which was said in this room right before the show, which was, but I like presents. And
he knows. Yeah. He's completely aware that people aren't just going to let go of the gift giving.
But like Lisa, we like to be with our families and all that. And why not just keep Christmas? Why not, or keep if you absolutely can't stand Christmas, as in Christ Mas. If you can't stand that, then at least keep Happy Holidays and the tree and all this other good stuff. Keep what Charles Dickens embraced, the family and friends.
The winter solstice, whatever it is. I find myself looking for reasons to have parties.
Winter solstice was kind of a bottleneck, though. It forced that culture because you've got the season changing, and okay, let's turn the clock back hundreds, if not thousands of years. You've got the seasons changing, everything's dying. You can't feed your livestock, so what do? You're going to slaughter them. You're going to have extra meat. Everybody's going to get together that one kind of last time before the hard portion of the winter.
It is the one time that they had a surplus.
You have an excess of meats and basically everything, and you live it up before
it all runs
outside,
out. So let's have a party.
Yeah,
right?
And so that was. Now we do it just for the fun of it, just because it's good to do, and
doesn't
to be good for goodness sake, and that's the best reason.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I was trying to peek outside. I'm going to check.
Let's see, we have images of Father Christmas. This was a Coke ad back in the 40s, I believe?
1930s. Coca-Cola, I know, started to grab Santa Claus. But now let's bring on our next caller.
Oh.
Hello, caller. This is John. You're on the air. Could we have a name or a nickname for you?
Yeah, this is Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Thank you for calling. Did you have a comment or a suggestion?
Well, now I've understood that you're talking about Christmas, and the beliefs and everything,
mm-hmm.
and that I was married to a Southern Baptist woman for 13 years, and it was always going to her house and going through the ritual of the dinner and everything, but during all this, there was never a mention of God.
Really?
It was just the thing for the kids and everything.
Right.
And it's funny how the Christmas thing, of course, it's just for the kids.
Well, I think it's that, they get concerned when they think it's going to be taken away. It's kind of like that toy, that kids have that they never play with. And you say, hey, you want to donate this? Give it to, some kind of charity? No, we can't get rid of that.
Right.
So,
but I was adopted and I was raised by Jewish folks,
mm-hmm.
And then here I married a Baptist woman, and then when I did find my adoptive mother, it turned out she's Catholic. So I'm a rather confused individual. I mean, I'm definitely atheist. So.
You are atheist, sorry.
But you've seen the kind of the blending, the melting pot that Christmas is sometimes,
Yeah, exactly. I agree, and so I mean, it's just the whole Christmas thing. I mean, yeah, I understand it's for the kids, and I can't take that away from them, right? And then, like when the Salvation Army guy at the store says, Merry Christmas, I say Merry Christmas back.
Yep.
You know.
Oh, we were actually at church Sunday.
We were.
Rick and I, and we were told Merry Christmas many times. And, you know, we're in a church. Of course they're going to tell us Merry Christmas. So we said Merry Christmas right back.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, well, you just got to show respect. If this is what people feel good about and this is what they believe in, that's great, as long as it makes them feel good.
And it doesn't bother, or not bother. But
you tell them what you think, and all of a sudden you're the devil, you know. And
yeah. If you say something that gives them a little pause or weaken the knees, you're going to hear it. That's for sure.
Right.
And that's a source of insecurity, unfortunately. But
yeah, I know. That's what. It's just the easy way out, you know. Instead of people using their intelligence to think these things through, they just rather go ahead and just believe this guy.
Now,
yeah.
Well, it seems like, you know, they're anticipating this assault on their beliefs. When, I mean, the people I'm talking to, you know, could care less. You know, you believe what you believe. I believe what I believe. You know, we get together for dinner. You know, I'll you know, wait to meet you after church to go grab a bite. You know.
Well, hey, Steve, I'm sorry to cut you short, but we're getting pretty close to time here. Yeah. Did you have anything else to let us in on before we let you go?
No, I was trying to hook up with you on the computer, and I've had some difficulty, you know, to get on your email list.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and try it again tonight.
We're gonna throw up a flag here real quick. There it is, and you can leave us a message at freethoughtforum@yahoo.com, and
yeah, I see it up there right now.
Yeah,
and I've got that wrote down already, and I did it, and I think I hit a wrong button. I don't know what I did. But.
All right. Well, as a last resort, you can always just Google the Atheist Society of Knoxville or the Rationalists of East Tennessee, and I'll tell you right now, you get Rationalist of, and I think Google fills out the rest for you on Rationalists of East Tennessee.
Oh,
so
that's great.
Maybe you can get us there.
I would like to keep in touch with you folks, and I really do like what you're doing, and I think it's great. And so many people are afraid to speak up because of the retribution, you know, that they get from trying to speak their thoughts. So, well, anyway, I know you're out of time, but thank you for your time, and I really wish you all the best of luck.
All right, thanks a bunch, Steve.
Thank you very much.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
That is exactly why we have the show, to let people know that if you don't believe in God, you think you know, the superstitious mumbo jumbo is all hooey, you're not alone. There are people right here in East Tennessee that have the same disbelief, and we're willing to get together, chit chat, discuss, have a pizza and a beer at the tap room, which we will be at here shortly. Remember that we do take emails at. They took the email.
We'll put it right back up here. Actually, we can go ahead and get our closer.
You want to close?
Because we're about out of time. So. I'll take care of it. This has been a Freethought program by the Atheist Society of Knoxville and the Rationalists of East Tennessee. You can send us feedback again at the email and phone number on the screen. That's freethoughtforum@yahoo.com, and the number 865-272-9060. You can see this show on Tuesdays from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard on ctvknox.org. It's a great site, and as soon as you go to the homepage, it sets you straight to the show when it's on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our thanks to Sam and Jonas for technical support.
Absolutely indispensable.
The staff at CTV Knox, and to all of our callers, Skeeter, Charlene, Susan, Jeffrey, Randy, Carmen, Lisa, Steve. I think I got all of you.
That's right.
And be sure to join us again next week.
And always, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas. Exactly. Have fun.